Hello Mzansi, welcome to another episode of Farmers Inside Track. My name is Duncan Masiwa and I'm your host for this episode, powered by Molatek. Now in this episode we chat with Erin Graham, the technical manager and continuous improvement specialist at Molatek, to unpack what quality control really means in the world of animal feed production. From sourcing raw materials to delivering the final product, Erin walks us through Molatek's meticulous process that keeps quality and consistency at the heart of every step. Of course, we explore how Molatek ensures alignment across teams from production to packaging. Erin, welcome to Farmers Inside Track. It's lovely having you on the podcast.
It's wonderful to be here and I'm really looking forward to answering some questions.
Fantastic. Now, technical manager and continuous improvement specialist, what exactly is that?
It's quite a mouthful when we say it. So I'll split it in two. The first side is obviously the technical manager side. So in the industry of animal science, the technical manager role encompasses quite a lot. It's kind of a jack of all trades position. Specifically at Molatek, a big part of my job is as the nutritionist. I do all the product formulations for Molatek. And then on the other side is encompassing the entire role of quality control. So I manage a lot of the internal and external audits that happen within the company relating to quality. And then all of the quality control practices that happen at Molatek within the factory. And then the quality control also extends to our client service. So I'm out in the field assisting clients if they have any quality concerns or any technical concerns. I'm there to help. And then on the side of continuous improvement specialists, it is a role that I took up in terms of continuously looking to improve our systems and our processes at Molatek. It's something that I'm extremely passionate about and it provides a lot of the joy in my job.
Fantastic. I'm sitting here wondering, out of all the careers that you could have chosen, why specifically this career?
So I grew up in Johannesburg and I didn't know too much about animal science as a whole, but I always grew up with the fantasy of wanting to be involved with agriculture. I always loved the idea of a farm. So I think that's where the inspiration came from. As a youngster, I always thought that vet was the only thing that could kind of get me into agriculture. And when I arrived at varsity, I very quickly found out about animal science and all that it encompasses, right from the nutrition side down to reproduction and physiology and then also genetics. And I think it was in kind of my first 6 months of studying animal science that I absolutely fell in love with it and I've never looked back.
Fantastic. Now, of course, in the introduction, you mentioned a bit about what your work entails as a technical manager. And of course, you overseeing the critical aspect of quality control in animal feed production and formulation. I suppose in practical terms, Erin, what does quality control mean specifically for a company like Molatek that serves farmers across South Africa?
So, Duncan, I guess the very obvious answer to this is if you don't have quality, what are you selling? What are you giving to the client at the end of the day? And I guess this is irregardless whether you're producing a low-cost simple feed or kind of the top-of-the-range product. Either way, you need to deliver quality to your client. I have a poster printed in my office with a famous saying from Benjamin Franklin. And it says there that the bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten. And I think that that's so true. Like at the end of the day, I guess your client will always remember the price they paid for their feed. But what's truly their trigger factor, what remains in their mind is what value did they get for their money? Did their animals perform the way they wanted? Did the animals perform the way that you are selling your product as an intention for performance? And quality immediately builds that trust. And that's why we prioritize it at Molatek. It's definitely highest on our chart. I also think that when people hear the word quality, they often just think of feed quality. But I think quality is much bigger. It ranges from not just the quality that you're sealing in your bag, but it's the quality of your systems, the quality of your service delivery. And then I think in my eyes would be the most important is the quality of your team, the employees, the people who make or break your company. And I think that's truly the deciding factor whether you as a company can deliver quality as a whole.
I think that's quite important, especially if I think about my next question. Take us behind the scenes and sort of walk us through the key quality control processes from the moment raw material arrives at your facility to the point where the final product leaves for customers. What are some of the most crucial checkpoints, I would say, along the way?
So, Duncan, we've always maintained the fact that quality starts at procurement. So Molatek has a supplier performance management system in place. And in BASIC, we measure suppliers on their various performance metrics. And that'll be anything from their delivery time to the physical inspection of their raw materials, as well as their overall quality. We have a lot of raw materials coming into our premises here. We have on-site testing, which is done in our laboratory for our natural proteins. This is always done before offloading. So we don't offload and then test. We test while the product is still on the truck. And should a raw material not meet our specifications, we reject the load. And that's because it starts at quality. If you're compromising from your raw material side, then you've compromised the quality of your final product at the end of the day. So from a procurement point of view, we do that. For the products that we cannot test on arrival, we ensure that all loads are delivered with certificates of analysis or certificates of compliance. I guess the next step would then be our production facility. I've always said that our facilities were built with quality being the foundation of our factory. We run a 24/7 operation here, which is quite intense. And all of our batches are scaled out according to the formulations that I create and send into the factory. We have SCADA systems which manage scaling our processes, and we have a full-time maintenance team who are continuously performing maintenance checks and conducting daily scale calibrations. And I think that in itself is quite a big contributor to quality, is having multiple teams contributing to the bigger picture. We have a lab that analyzes every single batch that is produced within the factory. And this batch is tested multiple times throughout production to ensure that our product is always within specification. We also do physical inspections of the product. Maybe a good fact is actually to say that we have final product operators who sit within our manufacturing facilities, and they physically inspect every single bag, block, or bucket that Molatek produces. And I think that gives it a very personal touch to say that quality is down to every single employee who works in this company. We monitor temperatures of the products. We monitor our bag weights. And then I think one of our biggest things is our traceability. We take traceability extremely seriously at Molatek. Every single bag or bucket or block that is produced at Molatek has both forwards and backwards traceability. When I refer to the backwards traceability, I'm referring to the fact that the systems we've implemented, we know exactly what raw materials were used to manufacture the product, the date and time it was manufactured, the area it was manufactured within the facility, and right down to the individuals who produced the batch. Then on the other side, we've got the forward traceability, which refers to being able to identify the date and time at this specific batch was dispatched, the transporter we utilized, and who the customer of the product is. As part of the animal science industry, we know how important traceability is. And at Molatek, this is definitely something we prioritize. We're very serious about traceability. And we believe that traceability is one of the core foundations in your quality management systems.
Quite impressive, Erin.
It's a very impressive system. And I think the other side of traceability also comes in that if there are issues, we know that manufacturing is never perfect, but we'll stand by our product and we can identify our mistakes and tackle them head on if needed. So it's definitely something I carry a lot of pride in.
There's a lot of hands and faces involved ensuring that the final product is of quality and meets the highest standards possible. How do you and your team ensure that every batch meets the same high standard during manufacturing?
So Duncan, I guess it all starts with the specifications of our product. And these are all registered with Act 36 within the Department of Agriculture. All of our products are formulated strictly in accordance with those specifications. And that is the basis of ensuring consistency. But I think the question closely relates to the previous question, but as an overview, I would say that the interdepartmental checks and balances that we have in place is what keeps us on track. At the end of the day, we rely on teamwork and not individuals who are specifically employed to govern quality. And I think lastly, most importantly, and often not recognized, is that Molatek is ISO 9001 and AFMA certified, which is important legislation that governs our integrated quality management system. We've been praised by auditors multiple times that Molatek has gone beyond compliance, and we don't just employ a system based on meeting compliance, but instead we live and breathe the legislation, and we're continuously looking for ways to improve.
Erin, how do you ensure, and I suppose it ties in with your previous response, how do you ensure that all departments, from production to packaging, understand and uphold the same quality expectations? Are there specific trainings or communication systems that you guys have in place or rely on?
I would say that this is kind of the crux of ensuring that everyone is aligned. And it's that Molatek is heavily driven by a culture where safety and quality come before throughput. So throughput is never prioritized over the safety of our people and the quality of our feed. And the culture is driven by every individual in our plant, and I guess in the field as well, with the same goal. And it's producing quality feed in a safe manner. I think what makes Molatek stand out is that we don't work in departmental silos. Every department understands their contribution to producing, dispatching, and selling quality feed. It doesn't matter what department they're from, procurement, maintenance, production, or even the sales team. They all form part of this quality team. Every department has KPIs that are aligned with quality. And we have a saying within our factory system where we say we believe in leaving a legacy of excellence at Molatek. And I think that's how you get everyone on the same page, is where everyone is aligned with the same goals and wanting the same results at the end of the day.
Erin, for many farmers, feed quality directly impacts their livelihoods. How do Molatek's quality control measures, I suppose, build trust with your customers? What are some of the feedback that you hear from clients about your product quality?
So one of the things that I'm most proud of at Molatek is that we know approximately 95% of our end users by name, which means we're in direct contact with our customers all the time. This then allows us to assist with their needs. We can meet their expectations. If they have any questions or concerns, we can deal with it. We also conduct customer surveys. And over the last few years, while I have been at Molatek, I've just seen how our clients have expressed their satisfaction with our products and our service delivery. And I think it's what makes me extremely proud is not only the feedback of the quality of the feed that we're producing, but also the quality of our technical advisors. So Molatek has technical advisors who are situated around the country and bordering countries. And they've been continuously praised for their technical expertise as well as their customer service. It's a strong team with sound knowledge base, and they hold their clients in the highest regard. I think this is where that full picture that I was talking about earlier comes into focus. That quality is not sealed in a bag. It's from procuring your raw materials right down until that service with the client where he is feeding his animals at the end of the day.
Sure, Erin. I would love to see this magic in person sometime. So hopefully the next time I'm in your area, I'll be able to visit the production facility. But if you could share one key message about product safety with the broader animal feed industry, something you wish everyone, I suppose, would take seriously, what would that message be?
So Duncan, the office stands. If you're ever in the area, please pop in and come for a visit. But I think for our key message, it's something that I hold very close to my heart. And I think that's quality is a habit and it's not an act. You can't practice quality manufacturing, let's say, for 1 day a week and hope that the other 6 days work out for you. And the same goes for quality service. Servicing a client and his needs must be a habit, not just a random phone call or a farm visit once a month. I think something else important is that we have to always remember that true quality is always more expensive. And I think I knew we had it right at Molatek when the entire company was doing it right in terms of manufacturing quality when no one was looking. And that requires buy-in from every single person involved in the process. And I'm extremely proud to be a part of the Molatek family. It's a culture that's built on the foundation of quality. And I really hope that the industry is practicing and moving in that direction as well.
There you have it. Quality is a habit and not an act. That was, of course, Erin Graham, the technical manager and continuous improvement specialist at Molatek. You can, of course, read more on this topic by visiting www.foodformzansi.co.za. Remember to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so you never miss any of the episodes. From me, Duncan Masua, our technical producer, Megan van der Vent, and the rest of #Team Food from Zanzi, thanks for listening.